So how do millennials feel about the choices that we have in this year's election cycle? Turns out, not very well. They don't feel very good about it. According to a new UMass-Lowell Odyssey poll of millennials, nearly 1 in 4 of us, part of my age group, would prefer a giant meteor strike destroying humanity than witnessing either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump becoming president of the United States. Now, 23% of Americans aged 18 to 35 prefer the extinction-level event to either of these nominees. 39% would rather opt for Obama serving a life term as president. Just be president for life already. That's what they're saying. Over Clinton or Trump, while 26% would favor a random lottery electing the next president over either major party nominee. According to Joshua Dyck, I'm sorry, I butchered your name.
It's gotta be one of those two. Those are
DYCK. DYCK. What are you gonna do?
DYC. Yeah, I would say Dick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, man. We do not take our respondents at their word that they are earnestly interested in seeing the world end. But we do take their willingness to rank 2 constitutional crises and a giant meteor ahead of these 2 candidates with startling frequency as a sign of displeasure and disaffection with the candidates and the 2016 election. Displeasure seems like an accurate word.
Yeah.
This is
disenfranchisement.
well, that too. There's a lot of D words that we could use for this election.
Like, damn it.
Yeah, or dick. Both of them. So there's a poll that also found that Clinton leads Trump by 3-1 with millennials who are likely to vote. So even though they would rather have giant meteor, they're saying, look, giant meteor is great, but Trump still pretty bad of the actual options that we have.
Well, and I think that's a reflection of, especially like the people at like the further end of the millennial spectrum, which are folks like me and you, Jeff. We are very unsatisfied with these candidates.
Super unsatisfied.
Right. I mean, that's an understatement. We have, a lot of us have never been fans of Hillary Clinton because we see through her and always have and expect a little better. But the other side of that, why Hillary's polling so well, is because we remember the Bush years.
We do.
We remember what that was like. It's hard to sit down with a millennial and say there's no difference between the Bush years and the Obama years, because we're going to say, oh, hell yeah, there is.
Right.
I'm not worried about my friends going over to Iraq and never coming home again now.
Do you remember, Ron, being called a traitor if you disagreed with Bush's war in Iraq?
Yeah, I mean, I remember that. I remember the Dixie Chicks.
Oh, yeah.
I remember all the protests I would
time.
attend in college. I remember saying bye to some of my friends that signed up for the ROTC to just do weekends to help pay for college, then ended up getting shipped off.
Yep.
I remember seeing my cousin go through PTSD that he'll go through for the rest of his life because he did 4 tours in Afghanistan and still won't even tell anybody what he did. I remember all that stuff, and I'm still cognizant of it. And, on the diplomacy side of the coin, Obama's been far from perfect. That's, another story for another day. But,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I think we remember those years. And a lot of us, there was a political loss of innocence during those years. And we're not wanting to repeat them as much as we don't like Hillary Clinton. And on the same note, we're kind of realizing that the two-party system is over and has left us behind. So we're trying to draw that line between aggressively pursuing real change in the political process, while in the short term, not running the risk of a Trump presidency.
There is that concern, speaking about all these wars, that Hillary Clinton will get us into more war with Iran, war with Syria, and all that stuff. And, look, that's a legitimate concern. It's not like she's
It is
dove.
a legitimate concern.
Yeah, and so, I think that is certainly something to worry about in the upcoming, Hillary Clinton likely victory that we have. But there's, there is also that concern of Trump flies off the handle and has no self-control. And so with the power that we've given the executive branch thanks to the Bush years, it is really concerning that a president can effectively declare war on another country without actually having to go through Congress to declare war. I mean, recently, even with President Obama, you mentioned him, we're now basically in a war with Yemen. We're bombing them. Right. So, I mean, I guess when it comes to a lot of our foreign policy, you could make a really convincing argument that both sides are very similar when it comes to this, and that one might not be.
And I was speaking more overall. I mean, I just kind of went off on the Iraq tangent, but you definitely can. Overall, I think the Obama years are massively different than the Bush years, and for the better.
On a lot of other things, I agree.
Right. But yeah, Hillary is incredibly hawkish, is the term they love to use to kind of put a bow around it, saying that she's adamantly pro-war, which of course she's going to be, because she's kind of in the pro-corporate loop 90% of the time, which naturally makes you pro-war. But on the other hand, when you hear Donald Trump talk about foreign policy, he sounds like a drunk guy at a bar at 2 a.m. talking about how they're going to fix the country. His ideas are just insane and ridiculous. I mean, the stuff that he is saying on the platform he's on, I mean, the fact that it's even tolerated is embarrassing. I mean, he was saying, we'll just cut off ties with China. We'll just say, see you later, China. We're done. The world doesn't work that way, Donald. You know, maybe in your rich kid fantasy land, it works that way because you can just take your ball and go home whenever you feel like it, whether it be through a loan from daddy or a bankruptcy or whatever else. But you can't run a country that way, especially not one of the biggest superpowers in the world. So, yeah, I mean, our choices are bad or worse, but that worse is a heck of a lot worse.
Yeah, Donald Trump's insane. Hillary Clinton's a warmonger. Fuck it. Giant Meteor 2016.
You know, I think no matter what happens, we're in a revolutionary time, and we're going to see a big change to the way things are done in this country. I think this election, at the end of the day, is going to be seen as the catalyst at getting money out of politics, which I think will be well worth it in the long run.
In the long run. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.